This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pitstop, where we are here to talk about sim racing with the pit crew and all the guys who like to hang out and talk about our favorite hobby, sport, interest, whatever you want to call it. And there is a lot going on. Yesterday was a holiday, so even though we did a show, it was, it was like a weekend show with not a lot going on. Today is sort of the Monday of the week in some ways, and so there are a lot of little things to talk about. And, one thing I'm going to say before I get too deep into the show is that I often give you guys my email address, and there it is, sean@thesimpit.com. And I am always looking for your guys' thoughts and opinions, and I do get a lot. So, but if there's content or things that we cover on the pit stop in particular that you think we should cover more of or get rid of, make the show shorter, longer, whatever, interact more, I'm always interested. The pit stop in particular, compared to everything else here at the Simpit, is sort of a real new idea still. And I do want to keep making it better, and I have a lot of fun doing it. So I want to encourage you guys to lend your thoughts, your opinions, and don't be shy. And I have thick skin, so don't worry about offending me if you're going to tell me what your thoughts are. But again, my address is sean@thesimpit.com, and anything you ever want to let me know, be sure to do so. What is going on in the world of sim racing? WRC, they're gearing up for the next round in their Esport competition. This is going to be Rally Italia. Sardegna. I don't know how you say that. 10 days and counting until that rally kicks off. So if you want to get a head start this time around and see where you are on the leaderboard. Again, I'm not going to tell you guys that we can all win all of these competitions, but I will say I want to see where you are, and a lot of guys are starting to get involved, sending me images of their positions on the leaderboard. Again, I always talk about making you guys the real star of today's show, and I want to congratulate you guys on your efforts, and just going after some of these are a big deal. So get out there, race, show me what you did, and if you want to take part in the next rally for WRC, it starts in 10 days. On my thing, I am right at the bottom of the yellow, which means this is sort of the volume, unless a whole bunch of people say Sardinia. Thank you, Stu. I did make a slight adjustment down, but I think we should be good. Chime in. Again, what are your thoughts and opinion? I want to get it right, but audio is difficult. Some people are on headphones, some people are on TV, some people are on their little cell phone. Race Room has a highlights video, so the whole launch event, the Skara WTCR Esport event that went on at Nürburgring Nordschleife. If you go to the Twitter feed for Race Room, you'll find this link, and you can go check out the highlight video of how it all played out. So it's only 4 minutes 57 seconds long, and, you can find out how it all played out. Oh, there's Jack Keatley. I know him. We're going to get him on the show very soon, by the way. I've been talking to him. It's just, he's busy, I'm busy. We keep crisscrossing paths like that. So, we're going to get him on and talk to him about a lot of things. Esport in particular, being an alien level racer. At the Twitter page for Codemasters, we'll find the next episode on Rush. And they're talking about the countdown. So they told us about the different modes. Now they're kind of defining the modes one by one, apparently. But if you didn't know how a countdown type race was done, you'll find out there. If you're interested in On Rush, again, that could be a fun game. And I know a lot of you guys have kids. And I'm always looking at the games that you can, obviously you're not going to... the Simpit poncho, obviously that's an inside joke. Anybody who's watched last night's Wreckfest stream, which was a blast, would know what we're talking about. Jesse did the launch of the new Simpit, official Simpit poncho. You can find that on Wreckfest last night, which was very funny. Anyway, we will be selling those, sure. What did I want to tell you about Isle of Man? Oh, I know what it is. They have a cool video here by, what's his name? Come on, Sean. John McGinnis. I had to look at it. John McGinnis is a longtime fixture of TT Isle of Man. And so there's a 5-minute video there. So starting at the TT Isle of Man Twitter page, you can find the right here. The second post is actually the new edition of Isle of Man type. And to celebrate the return of the world's ultimate road race, we are happy to share with you this very moving testimony from the legendary John McGuinness. Excuse me. And isn't TT Isle of Man going on right now? Didn't it just start back up? And I believe this is the perfect, you know, if there was ever a time to get out and play, oh, look at that. If there was ever a time to get out and play, I can play that. They're showing game footage of TT Isle of Man. Now is the time, because you're going to be able to watch it or find it on the internet or watch it on TV in some regions. So, are there any women on the Isle of Man? I sure hope so. I know there are at least some flag girls. Oh, never mind. That didn't work out so good. There should be some flag girls at the very least. Anyway, cool video. If you want to hear some insight on Isle of Man, you can go there. The crew, too. Now, this is kind of interesting because they're only in their beta mode. So, I guess with the contest submission deadline being June 6th, I'm assuming this is only for those who jumped in and are doing the beta. Anybody doing that? Anybody have any thoughts or opinions? Has it... I think it begins on the 30th. I don't even think it started yet. Anyway, yeah, tune on. The 30th is... Oh, well, the 30th tomorrow is when they're going to do their live stream of the closed beta. Be among the first. On the 31st is when everybody else will get to play. So they're going to stream the beta on Wednesday. We've talked about that. You guys will be able to play as of the 31st. And then once it gets going, they're encouraging you to enter their picture contest. And all image formats, post-processing and editing is allowed. One entry per participant. So that could be cool. You go photograph the new, Mercedes? What do they call that? Mercedes truck? This is a cool story. This is at GT Planet. I think I have it somewhere else on the show today. But, is Circuit de Sarthe coming to GT Sport this week. So we are going to see LeMans, isn't that what most people call it? Circuit de la Sarthe is going to be available. It's the world famous 24-hour event, and you're going to be able to play it on GT Sport within a week, it looks like. So, don't know how that happened. We have another sort of funny, that track is all over the news today. Leaderboard shot from last week's qualifier in the F1 Esport. And I just want you guys to see this because now you kind of know what it would have taken to be in that top 10. It would have taken a score of 239,451 or an overall time of, 106:18.362 in order to be in that top 10. I've been meaning to and just haven't. I've been really meaning to go. I tell you guys to do it. A total of 970 players. Oh, hold on. I'm going to, in case you guys didn't catch the poncho, here it is. This is the poncho that Jesse debuted just yesterday on Wreckfest. Anyway, I'm sorry. We have too much fun around here, I tell you. Anyway, 970 players. To me, if you can be in the top 97, you're a superstar. That means you're in the upper 10%. I want to see your photos. Show me where you are on the leaderboard. Could you beat Holzman there in second? How close could you get to Nestor in fourth? Avid Chronic Racing Steffi in fifth. Look at that. Awesome. Awesome. Interesting story, not sim racing related, but Fernando Alonso is my favorite F1 driver right now. And it looks like McLaren plans to race in IndyCar Series. This isn't just running the Indy 500, but they are considering entering IndyCar as another team. Can you imagine if McLaren, I mean, they ought to. I'm guessing they sell as many McLarens here in the United States as they do anywhere else. You might want to get in on that market. So there you go. That could be fun for everybody out there. Need for Speed. We don't talk about it much. We sure don't. But they do have an update coming next month. So on June 19th will be a massive update to Need for Speed Payback. I use the word massive lightly. I haven't really read through every update there's going to be, but I guess there's been a variance in different car levels and whether they could all be upgraded to the top level. Now all of them can. There'll be car pack. Anyway, a bunch of items you want to find out. This is actually just at Need for Speed. Well, it's EA Games, ea.com/games/Need for Speed. But if you just go to EA Games, you'll be able to find this at the Need for Speed site and find out everything coming and how you get it. Other news sent in to me today from Darren Ganji of Sim Experience, who's here in the audience. Sim Experience is having their summer sale. So right now, if you're looking for an AccuForce, they are on sale. And they have, while supplies last, buy it now, they'll ship it out tomorrow. You're very welcome, Ellis. Glad to hear that you got them. Very, very glad to hear you finally got them. Sorry, it takes me... I'm so slow on shipping things out, but I'm glad to hear they did touch down. Summer code. Promo code SUMMER18 if you do want to. You can get the Pro V2 for $11.49 or the AccuForce your way, sort of the build your own variation for only $7.49. I did just receive one of these wheels, and we'll be doing an unboxing for the patron group, and we're going to begin testing on it as soon as I can get this wheel off my rig, which is today or tomorrow at the very latest. But there you go. Thank you for sending that in, and if you're interested in that direct drive wheel, you can check that out. ESPN, through a subscription service, is going to be broadcasting League of Legends. I told you I wasn't going to cover any more just generic esports stuff anymore unless it was pretty major. But gaming coming into ESPN is the next step. And when we look at that growth curve of esport and us sim racing esport being on the tail end of that, I'm seeing bigger and bigger prize money. You know, when I saw that Visa Vegas race with $1 million, I thought, yeah, they'll never do it again. Well, they didn't redo that event, but I think we're getting back to there might be $1 million out there to be won in sim racing just right now. So very, very cool. And we talked about yesterday, I mentioned the new game Miami Street. Well, it turns out it's going to be playable on your mouse. Or only requires a mouse to play. So I'm sure it's a terrific driving game. But I'm going to tell you, they won me over pretty quickly because that is a Datsun 240Z chasing down a Camaro. I love it. So they made a fan with that image just by putting that there. Now this is cool. One of the reasons it's hard for me to really advocate and tell everybody you got to get VR. I do love VR, but it has its limitations. And that one of them is that as many as 80% feel queasy when they first try it. And motion sickness can be really aggravating for some people. So a lot of those people are never going to do it again because we don't do things that make us motion sick on purpose. They don't want to have to take Dramamine just to be able to sim race. However, LG aims to make VR nausea a thing of the past with a little help from artificial intelligence. And they go on to talk about basically making it so that latency, when you turn your head and how long it takes, that's what causes the motion sick. When you turn your head, your brain is really smart, and it's been looking for a long time through its eyes. And it expects certain things to happen at a certain rate under certain activity. And when you exceed that and you move and it takes a while for that image to catch up, that is what causes nausea. And that is one of the little problems that exist in all of the VR units right now. So LG's looking to make that better. That's great. More no, I thought I had more VR news. Apparently not. Road Redemption, another one of my favorite games for a Monday Fun Day, is coming to Switch. So any of you guys who do play on the Switch looking for portable games that might be worthy of a small platform, Road Redemption was certainly a fun game. We actually played that and interviewed the developers while playing. That was a great night. We got to do that again. We got to do Road Redemption again. We've been doing a lot of Wreckfest. We might have to go back to Road Redemption. You guys let me know. MotoGP. They've always said, oh, eventually we're going to put it out on things like the Switch. Well, they did finally announce a date. So June 7th, PS4, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch. Was previously scheduled to launch shortly after, but has also now received a launch date of June 28th. So anyway, it's not a mystery anymore. There is a fixed date for that on the mobile platforms as well. Saw this over the weekend, and I completely forgot about it, and the man sent it in, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is a game called Beware, and it's called a driving horror game. And I don't know if you guys are hearing the sound on this, and I shouldn't play much anyway because they'll pull it down. But you are driving an old car on a foggy old dirt road, and then eventually somebody starts following you and trying to run you off the game. And the review here talks about it being kind of creepy and kind of spooky. Like, there's an eeriness to it. Don't know how much more. I remember him getting pulled over, and it's like they start getting out and trying to beat on the car. I don't know. Crazy. But this article is at PC Gamer. There is a video on YouTube, obviously. Beware driver horror game demo gameplay. And there is a demo that you can play. I meant to do it, and I wanted to. I don't know if it's in VR. That's a great question. This would be a great VR game for sure. I don't know if longevity, like how long would it be fun? But I think for a session or two, it might be kind of cool. Just another article talking about the up and down of video card pricing and the whole drive by the cryptocurrency mining, and that things have maintained. But it was up to a 66% difference in that whole spike that we saw, but we're over that, so not much news. Xbox One sale roundup. So there are some sales going on. You can get the Need for Speed Ultimate Bundle for $33, Rocket League expansion for $274, the Fast and Furious DLC bundle, and a whole list of other games that are discounted right now on Xbox One. This is at True Achievement for our Xbox fans. A while ago, we did an interview with Ollie Pakala and Mitchie Hoyer, who are both board of directors for the International Sim Racing Federation. Excuse me. And this is one of those groups that's been kind of growing behind the scenes, and we wonder what's going to dictate the future of not just esport, but sim racing in general. Yeah, Duel. It was totally like Duel. It's like having me behind you at Nords. Yeah, but I'm not going to get out and hammer your car with a sledgehammer. Anyway, they are going to have a live meeting on Discord. So this is coming up immediately, and if you're part of that group, you probably all know about it. And I'm mentioning it just so that you guys can kind of know and be aware that they're still working behind the scenes to represent sim racing. And if you want to know more about what we're talking about, you can go ahead and whoops, that's not what I wanted. Check out that video that we did interviewing them, talking all about it. But that is going on right now as well. Driving Italia has an article talking about them joining forces with Sonica, network partnership with over 10 million visits. So this is a conglomerate of companies, and I had the name somewhere. Where was it? The group of others. Quorum, Cube Music, Chitty, I don't know any of these, and the creation of the novelty Q Racing. But they are joining forces, and, you know, that it gives Driving Italia a lot of exposure to a much, much larger market. So congratulations to them. That could be a great future for that site. The Microsoft Store leaked new Spirit of LeMans. So we're back to talking about Circuit de Sarthe. DLC for Project Cars 2. So we just talked about this coming to GT Sport. Well, now it looks like it's also coming to Project Cars 2. And this was accidentally leaked with just one of these kind of things that you saw all of a sudden. Here it just popped up at the store a little ahead of its time. But Project Cars, Spirit of LeMans. So kind of cool for Project Cars people. Another story at Driving Italia talking about a championship series. But the Formula 3 by RSR version 4 just came out. That includes the old version of the car, as well as it just released the new model, the Formula 3 2017. So this is very cool content for Assetto Corsa. There are links there. You can go to drivingitalia.net and find it for yourself. But cool shots. That is our screenshot of the day. This one right here. Is that Lando Norris? Is he a Brit? But there you go. Looks very cool. Looks really, really nice, actually. So F3s are always a fun car to drive. Lots of downforce for the amount of power, which makes them a great momentum racer. Motorsport Republic did an interview with David Greco. And, you know, especially for you Italian people, I think it was in Italian. So I don't know if this will work for everybody. But Motorsport Republic, if you don't know, David Greco, he's an alien racer. He is one of those top Esport competitors. He's the senior car handling guy for Codemasters when it comes to the F1 product. So when we talk about the way F1 2017 feels, and to be honest with you, I think that F1 2017 is a huge improvement over the last few versions they had done of the game. So you can give credit to David Greco for improving that title. Anyway, if you want to hear from him in Italian, you can find out more at Motorsport Republic. Veloce Esport, James Doherty won the F1 Esport Xbox final, third round final ahead of Team Redline Bono Hui. So this article just came out. It's a little bit of a dated article. But you can this has a link here. So I'm at Overtake Motorsport. They have a link there that will take you to a highlight video of sorts that I haven't checked out, and I'm not going to play because that looks like the kind of content that will get my video pulled. But you can check that out if you want to follow more. Oh, I did have more VR stories. So here's a look inside both Samsung and JDI's high pixel density VR panels. So, you know, people ask me on VR I mean, this is absolutely one of my most watched or asked questions, I should say. But this just gives you a little insight of where they're going in that direction on their VR growth and changes. In addition to that, VR video and broadcast platform NextVR finally comes to Vive, with coming soon to the Rift. And they talk about being around forever, and I guess it was around for Windows VR perhaps, and now it's going to be on the VR, the Vive, and then soon after will come to Oculus, like I said. So just another platform utilizing the VR and more entertainment for people who've already purchased the VR. And that does take us to the end of the news. I had promised you guys pictures of this obscene truck, and I do remember seeing or reading about these a while back. I don't really remember what they are. I don't really remember what they cost, but man, is it something to look at. I'm just a truck guy, so this is down the street from me at the Bentley dealership, and this beast of an SUV is purchasable by you. You could just go down there to Bentley of Thousand Oaks, and I didn't get a price tag. It didn't have any stickers on it. But what is this monster of a truck? And I don't mean monster truck, but this beast of a truck is like, I mean, it looks like it's lightly armored. I don't know if it is or isn't, but this thing is gnarly. And again, I just drove down to get my cup of coffee this morning, and I was like, oh, I promised the guys pictures of that obscenity. And there it is. You can see my little Simpit Mazda in the background there. But there you have it. That is the truck. That's the world I live in here, where people need that kind of security, I guess. I mean, how paranoid, but how wealthy. I mean, what do? You buy this because you don't want your children to be abducted in Thousand Oaks going to school? USSV, U.S. Specialty Vehicles. So yes, and that's, again, that's the neighborhood. You saw the Mosser in the background. On which photo was that? It's quite an area that I'm in. This is just, yeah, it's... Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool, and just something to let you guys see, and just inspiration. I actually, well, it doesn't even look like the windows roll down. I was going to say I'd like that thing. I love big trucks. I like monster trucks even, but that thing's a little over the top. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for being here. We have lots coming up this week. I am finishing up my thoughts and doing a live review. The live review will be filmed for the patron group. That will then be edited for you guys. I did a little a test, beta, if you want to call it, with a headphone review to see if I felt comfortable doing live review. But that's the way we're going to go. filmed live, edited for you. And that's coming up this week. In addition to everything else, we'll be back in the morning with another edition of the Pit Stop. Tomorrow night will be Attack the Track. And then Thursday and Friday night, we'll have racing in addition to the pit stops for the rest of the week. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for being part of the team. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.